I was talking to our local human and they mentioned something that shocked me. They mentioned that while they are the top predator on their planet, it is because of their intelligence, not strength. I asked what could be tougher than a human. I am never visiting Earth. Zyla was the Xeno researcher assigned to evaluate prospective civilizations for induction into the galactic community, reaching the pinnacle of her field and finally achieving her lofty ambitions. Finally, she was to lead a research team of her own, and had gathered the most qualified experts from various fields to assist her. She may have ruffled a few feathers and stepped on some appendages when she recruited this talent from other teams, but that was immaterial. Her team was finally complete, and not a moment too soon, a new species had just emerged onto the galactic scene. Protocol was followed to the letter, and the initial remote observations of this strange bipedal mammal revealed them to be a fearsome apex predator. While this new species was without a doubt incredibly dangerous, no overtly aggressive behavior was noted during the observation period. Rather, they seemed to be almost friendly, and demonstrated an abundance of curiosity. Zyla compiled the report, submitted their findings, and was granted permission to make first contact. Initial contact went surprisingly well, as the strange creatures demonstrated an unusual willingness to provide a species sample and undergo biological screening. Zyla was disturbed more and more by each new piece of information that came to light. The first big shock came when the humans, as they called themselves, submitted a sample of their atmosphere. Not only was it composed primarily of a mild narcotic, nitrogen, but the second most abundant element was oxygen. Such an incredibly reactive substance that it was banned for use in all ships in the galactic community, and the humans apparently required it for basic metabolic processes. Zyla's head spun at the implications. The physiological examination of the humans went no better. Despite development on a high-gravity world, they demonstrated incredible strength and agility. Only the insectoid races could surpass their strength, though not their flexibility or dexterity, while the gelatinous races could surpass them in flexibility and match them in dexterity. They could not come close to their physical strength. The orifice they used for nutritional intake was lined with rows of protruding bone, and the musculature which drove it was hyper-developed compared to most of the galactic community members. The last straw, though, was their endurance. This race could exert more force, over a longer period, and with more intensity, than any other race encountered thus far. To make matters worse, the humans regularly conducted activities so strenuous they'd kill most species, and called this ritualistic self-torture exercise. They even seemed to enjoy it. While individual races could potentially surpass the humans in one aspect, there were none that could challenge them across all. It wasn't even close. As if this wasn't enough, they also demonstrated an ingenuity and adaptability which was, quite frankly, frightening. Upon being provided with a number of technology samples from across the galaxy to measure their technical expertise, the humans managed to not only understand the technology but to deconstruct the equipment and integrate it into their own technology. As if the unprecedented speed at which this was accomplished was not frightening enough, the very first thing the humans used this amalgamation for was weaponry so terrifyingly unhinged that it caused uproar across the entire galactic community. To use one of the phrases learned from the humans, each and every one of their creations would be classified as a war crime. Never before had the galactic community seen a need to impose limits on warfare, as no other race had demonstrated such a wanton disregard for life or capacity for destruction. In light of the inventions of the humans,